I finally got the Grizzly 660 up and running, and it's been probably 9-10 months since I've rode it. Needed a new battery, and got the battery in and had no fire at all, and thank goodness for a $5 test light. It showed that the starter relay had one side out. So $11 relay, and it's up and running again. So down at Lake St. Clair, looks like it's gonna rain, and just gonna take this thing for a little bit of a test ride. It's been a while. So we've got the next motorcycle ride already planned out. We are gonna be riding the Mid-Atlantic Back Road Discovery Route in July, and I think basically the game plan is to go up on Sunday, July 14th, and then we're going to start the ride. Ooh, slick. Woo, doggy. It's been a while since I've been down here. This is the bad section, so I probably shouldn't have come this way, but we'll look and see what it looks like down here. So anyway, we're going to do the Mid-Atlantic, and we're going to do 4 days of riding. We're going to start in Damascus, Virginia, right up to Moorfield, West Virginia. 2 days up. It's about 430 miles one way. Spend the night, turn around, and come back the same way. Done a lot of research on the route, watched a lot of video. It looks like an awesome route. The only thing that I see, alright, I'm gonna get the blast through this. Like I said, I ain't got no winch. The only thing is, it's not a loop. It's a straight route. That's a little over 1,000 miles. It goes from Damascus, Virginia to the north end of Pennsylvania state line. So we are going to have to double back, which is fine, because if we didn't, then we'd have to pavement pound quite a ways back. So it's not set up like a loop like the Smoky Mountain 500. Been trying to see if I can find alternate routes and where we don't have to do straight up and straight back, and still working on that. So hopefully we'll get that in check. Old Grizzly still running really good. It's funny, I bought this thing, I'm trying to think, I guess right after I moved up here, 2011 at some point, I guess, and saw this and a little Honda Rancher on the side of the road. Both of them were red, both for sale. Called the phone number, and turns out that the Grizzly 660 here belonged to Jason Aldean's dad, and he lives in central Georgia. And worked out a deal with him. Went over and met him and his wife, and super nice people. So that's my little, I guess, side thing. At some point, I can say, hey, Jason Aldean rode my Yamaha Grizzly 660. So it's been a while since we've done any side-by-side riding or on the ATVs or anything. I think the last time I took the side-by-side out was back in February. Did the Smoky Mountain 500 on the KLR since then. Had a great time. And what a great route that was. Spent 3 days on there. One thing, we had one of our guys go down, do some damage to the bike and himself, and you can see that on previous video. I think it's on the day 2 of the Smoky Mountain ride file. I think here in about a week or two we're gonna get some guys together and go over and ride the side-by-sides. We'll either do top trails over in Alabama or maybe Indian Mountain over in Alabama as well. Both places are just a tad over 2 hours from my house, and both great riding parks. It's been a while since we've done a camping ride, so I might come back down to the lake, snatch up the toy hauler and take it over and do a camping ride if I can get a group of guys that commit to going. Alright, let's see what we got here. And pick away here. And I think this way here. Pretty nice riding for just being a mile away from the house. The one great thing about moving up from South Florida was we had nothing like this at all. I mean, you have nothing. You got the Everglades down there, and unless you got an airboat, you're not going to explore too much of the Everglades. Where we're at just south of Atlanta is awesome because within a couple of hours I can be at a variety of ATV parks. 2 in Alabama, 2 in Georgia, 2-hour drive down to the lake place where I can either get on the boat or bring the KLR down and ride this, or side-by-side ATV, and just a couple of hours from the North Georgia mountains. And right where I'm at, we got the Georgia Adventure Trail going north-south. I'm not real far from the Georgia Traverse. That's something else that I'm looking at doing on the KLR. And within, I guess, 2.5 hours from the house, I can be at Suches and up and doing the Smoky Mountain 500. So for outdoors stuff, couldn't have picked a better place. Before I do the Mid-Atlantic, I think probably here in another, I'm not going to do it Memorial Day. Try to stay off the roads on Memorial Day. We're not even sure if we're coming down to the lake or not because of the boat traffic, and the ATV parks are jammed. All the other routes are jammed because everybody's 4 days off and camping. And Memorial Day, other than significant meaning for Memorial Day to me, is just another long weekend since I'm retired. But I think between Memorial Day and definitely the Mid-Atlantic ride, I'm going to ride the bike back down, and on the way to the lake I actually cross an intersection for the Georgia Adventure Trail, and I've done just about all of it going southbound, but I've never done any of the northbound from where the intersection is. So I believe that I'm going to come down and ride probably about a 100-mile loop of that, just to ride it, see how it is, see if it's going to be worth doing maybe 3 days to the North Carolina border and camping or not. Looks like they've recently graded these roads out here because they're in fantastic shape. We had a good rain last night, so the clay's wet. No dust, which is a good thing. However, it would make it for a little bit of slick riding on two wheels. Because that's one thing about the Georgia clay. When it's wet, it's like basically riding on ice. And this is basically downtown Eastlake. Anybody's interested in buying a really nice bar on the inside and open it up, it's for sale. Pull in Ainsley's here and get something to drink. Great to have this little place out here. Saves us from having to drive 25 miles into town, but I laugh ever since they put those lights up. Nighttime, you come around the corner and it looks like a strip bar. From what I've been told, strip bars look like at night. And it's felt good to get back out on this thing and ride it. It's been forever. Tell you what, it really makes me want to take it back up to Windrock. That's where I really first started riding it. And getting on the trails up in East Tennessee. I love my side-by-side, don't get me wrong. But there's something about getting back on the quad and having to work it and manhandle a little bit more than just sitting and steering something, so. Got to go back to the roots here before long and take it for a nice ride and get back on some real trail riding with it. Need to put a new winch on it, get that taken care of. It should be good to go. What do you say, boys? Go run. Go run, the water's down. Where's Buster? Oh, he's up underneath. So when we're not riding, I'm not out on the road teaching, this is basically where we're at on the weekends. Lake Sinclair. Dogs love it down here. Go get him, Bandit. Go get him. Get him.